Hello, it is Thursday the 21st of March, and in this video I'm going to look at this new lottery from the National Lottery, the Set for Life game. And the top prize sounds very good, and there's been one draw, nobody won the jackpot. These are the numbers that came out, and what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to have a look at the odds. Now, it tells you what the prizes are on the National Lottery website. Anyway, I've put them all in this spreadsheet. So this is the start of the draw history for this new game, and straight away I noticed that the machine they used was Excalibur 6. Now the interesting thing about that is on the Thunderball they use Excalibur 6. So let's just have a look at the Thunderball. Right, let's just have a look at what machines they've been using on the Thunderball. There we go, look, Excalibur 6. It was used in the most recent draw on Wednesday the 20th of March. So they used that machine for the Set for Life game, and then they used the same machine for the Thunderball 2 days later. So I've already got all the Thunderball draw history where that machine's used. So I can look at the characteristics of that machine, but it's only relevant when there's 39 numbers. So when there's 47 numbers, it's all going to be different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to calculate the odds on any lottery. So for instance, on this Set for Life game, we start off with a pool of 47 numbers. One number gets drawn. It can only be drawn in one possible order. There's 47 possible outcomes. Number of combinations is 47. And then after that number's been drawn, that leaves only 46 numbers. And when the second number is drawn, there's two possible orders, because these numbers can come out in either order. And there's a total of 2,162 possible outcomes, and so because each number, because they can come out in any order, that leaves 1,081 possible combinations of 2. That's how many there are, starting with 47 numbers. And then it goes on to the third number, and basically this number at the top is the product of the previous number and the next number, and it's the same with this number at the bottom. It's a product of these two numbers, and so the number of orders increases, the number of possible outcomes increases. Divide the number of possible outcomes by the number of orders, because they're only going to be arranged into ascending numerical order, so all the other orders don't even come into it. There's basically 16,000 possible combinations of 3, and then it goes on to 178,000 combinations of 4, and then when it gets to 5 there's 1.5 million. And when we also include the set for life ball, which goes from 1 to 10 possible outcomes, 10 combinations, multiply these two numbers together, and that's a total number of possible combinations that you can make with 47 main numbers, and then 10 set for life numbers. So 15.34 million combinations. So what are the odds of winning? Well, on your ticket you've got 5 numbers, so that means you've got 5 chances to match one number. You've got 10 chances to match 2, 10 to match 3, and the way we calculate the number of combinations on your ticket is the same as the way we calculate the number of combinations in the machine to start with. So we start with 5, take 1 away, then it goes down to 4, multiply 5 by 4, you get 20. With 2 numbers is 2 possible orders, so you divide 20 by 2, you get 10. Then for the third number it's going to be 5 times 4 times 3, and that's going to be divided by 1, divided by 2 and divided by 3, which is a total of 6. So 60 divided by 6 equals 10. And so you can see how the pattern continues, and if you look at the bar at the top, it tells you the equation in each of these cells, and so you can see how I've worked out how many combinations are on your ticket. And so then we come to the number of combinations that are not drawn, and we need to know how many are not drawn in order to calculate the odds of not matching any numbers, the odds of matching no other numbers except 1, no others except 2, except 3 and 4 and 5 and so on. And so we have to count how many combinations are left in the machine. So there's 42 one number combinations, because after 5 numbers are drawn there's 42 numbers left. So basically we're doing the same as that at the top, and we're doing it again but with the 42 numbers that remain. And so there's 42 combinations of 1, 861 combinations of 2, and so on and so on. And then when we include the set for life ball, works out there's 7 million combinations not drawn at all in the draw. So to work out the odds of each scenario, you have to start off with the total number of combinations, and you have to divide that by the number of combinations on your ticket and the number of combinations that are not drawn, and that's for each scenario. And so these numbers at the bottom are basically the product of how many numbers are on your ticket and how many numbers are left in the machine, and that gives us an idea of what we need to divide the total number of combinations by in order to work out what the odds are of matching the scenario, basically. So we start with the odds of not getting any numbers at all, which is basically the total number of combinations divided by this number times this number, which is this number, and we get a 1 in 2 chance of not matching any numbers. So the chances of getting the set for life ball are 1 in 1.11. I mean, that's the odds of not matching it. The odds of matching it are 1 in 10. The odds of not matching it are 1 in 1.11. The odds of getting... So ignoring the set for life ball, if we just look at the main numbers, the odds of getting no numbers are 1 in 1.8. The odds of getting one number are... It's this number divided by this number, which gives us 1 in 2.7. Chances of getting two numbers are 1 in 13. Four numbers, it's 1 in 178. Chance of getting four numbers, 1 in 7,000. And then the chance of getting five numbers, which is the same as this number here. Now, from that, if we divide 1 by each of these numbers, then that gives us the odds of winning in proportion to 1. So you have got a 1/10th chance versus a 1/9th chance of either matching or not matching the set for life ball. And to prove that I've got these numbers right, I've added them all up at the bottom, and it adds up to 1. And then what we can do with these numbers is divide the total number of combinations by these numbers here, and that tells us how many possible tickets there are that'll match these numbers. So that means that there's 10 tickets where you match 5 main numbers, there's 2,100 tickets that match 4 main numbers, and so on and so on and so on. And basically that's how you calculate the odds. So rather than do a lengthy equation for each of these numbers, I've set it all out in a nice little table so you can see how to calculate the odds, basically. And because these numbers are all related to each other, I only have to change one number to change the odds. So if you want to compare these odds to the odds of the Thunderball, for example, on Thunderball there are 39 numbers. And so I can work out the odds for the Thunderball quite easily. Just by changing these to the Thunderball numbers. So on the Thunderball there's 39 main numbers and there's 14 Thunderballs. So I just need to change a few of these formulas. So now we've got the odds for the Thunderball. So if you know the odds for the Thunderball already, you might recognise these numbers. But anyway, those numbers affect all these numbers. Now I'll just put that back to how it were, and I'll show you this next section where we basically look at the odds and decide whether or not it's good value for money to play this game. So these are the odds. So we've got a 1 in 1.8 chance of matching 0 main numbers, and we can multiply these odds by these odds to get the total odds. Divide. We divide this by this to get this. Now, what this shows is that you can expect on your ticket, if you've got one of the 7.6 million tickets that will match no main numbers and not match the set for life ball either, one of the total losing tickets, there's a 50% chance, 49.9% chance that you won't match any numbers. So you can expect that every 2 draws you will not match any numbers. So once a week you'll not match any numbers. Now, the next most likely scenario is matching one main number. We've got a 32.8% chance of matching one main number and not matching the set for life bar, and that should happen once every 3 draws, and if there's 2 draws a week, that means once every 10 days. And then the next number after that one is you're more likely to get 2 main numbers, and that works out at once every 15 draws or 7 weeks. You will match 2 main numbers, win £5, and so for every £1 that you spend, considering that it costs £1.50 per ticket, all the tickets, there's 1 million tickets, or 1.0332 million tickets in every draw that match 2 main numbers, and whoever buys those tickets wins £5. And it works out on average that for every £1 you spend you get 22 pence back in fivers, spread over time, once every 7 weeks. And then the next prize up from that is the one where you match the set for life ball. Actually, you don't win anything for that, so there's 850,000 tickets in every draw where you get no main numbers and 1 set for life ball. And then after that, in every draw you've got 560,000 tickets where you get 1 main number and 1 set for life ball. And then it leaps up to once every 134 draws, which is about once every 15 months. If you put in the same numbers on over and over again, you can expect to win £10 once every 15 months by matching 2 main numbers and the set for life ball. And in every draw there's 114,000 possible tickets where you could win a tenner, and that works out at a return of 5 pence for every £1 that you spend. Now, the odds of winning a fiver are 1 in 198, which is roughly a 0.5% chance. Did I say fiver? I meant 20 quid. Right, the chance of winning 20 quid, 1 in 198 or 0.5% chance, and you should win 20 quid on average once every 2 years, and that's by matching 3 main numbers. Then the next one up, once every 17 years you'll match 3 main numbers and the set for life ball to win £30. once every 17 years. That's a return of 1 pence for every pound that you spend. Now, if you happen to be lucky enough to buy one of the 1,890 tickets that match 4 main numbers, and you win 50 quid, despite the odds being so low, because it's a 0.012% chance of winning that, or in other words, it happens once every 8,116 draws, or in other words, every 81 years. If you keep putting the same numbers on, then on average you should win £50 once every 81 years, which is a lifetime. So you can expect a once in a lifetime win of £50 on this game. Once in a lifetime. Now, if your family carries on putting your numbers on for 7 centuries, then on average, if this game continues for 7 centuries, on average you can expect to win 250 quid once every 7 centuries, based on the fact that out of 15 million tickets in total, only 210 tickets match 4 main numbers and the set for life ball to win 250 quid. So if you've got 7 centuries to spare, go for it. You'll win a huge prize of £250. Just think what you could do with all that money. The amount you get back per pound on that is negligible. Now, if you think you're really going to win £10,000 a month for a year, which is a total of £120,000, the return per pound isn't bad actually on that, because you get 5 pence back for every pound you spend. But you would have to keep playing the game for 17 millenniums, or in other words 17,000 years. So good luck with that. And the top prize, 10 grand a month for 30 years, works out at 3.6 million. Your return per pound isn't bad, 16 pence per pound, but it will take 153 millenniums for you to win that. So don't even bother trying, because that's not going to happen. Probably not. But in total, that all adds up to about 56 pence that the National Lottery has to pay out for every pound that it receives. As long as nobody wins the jackpot prize, they'll only have to pay out 40 pence back for every pound. Yeah, so they've got it all worked out, haven't they? So that the odds are in their favour. However, there's a way to speed it up so that you don't have to wait this long to win the jackpot, and hopefully I'm going to figure it out. Now, so if you've seen any of my other videos with my charts in, this is the chart for this game. So I've got frequency axis here, I've got the draws here, and as you can see, now that these 5 numbers have been drawn, there's 5 numbers in this group. These are all the numbers that have been drawn once, so they have a frequency of 1. The last occurred in draw number 1. So there's 5 numbers in that group, and that's these 5. And then we've got 42 numbers that have not been drawn, and the frequency is still 0. So what's my predictions for the next draw, which is tonight? Well, I'll tell you my prediction. There's 5 numbers in this group, and 47 divided by 5 equals 9.4. And I forgot where I was going then with this, but basically for every 9.4 numbers, one number is drawn. So if there's 5 numbers in a group, then if we divide 5 by 9.4, if we divide 5 by 9.4 and round it off to the nearest number, we get a 1, which means that based on the laws of averages, I predict that one of these 5 numbers will be drawn again tonight in tonight's draw, and the other 4 numbers will come from this group. That's my prediction. So I don't know which number it'll be, could be any. And judging by the fact that it's Excalibur 6, I would probably guess maybe this number will be drawn. So I don't really know enough about the draw history of this game in order to make a prediction, but I find it strange that they're using Excalibur 6, which is also used for Thunderball. So I hope that this video has been interesting for anybody who wants to know how to calculate the odds, what your chances of winning are, you know, things like that, that sort of stuff. This is how you work it out. So as you can see, we've got a percentage chance of matching these numbers here in this column. These are the percentage chance of just the main numbers. So that's this number plus this number equals this number. These are the prizes. This is how much you get back per pound. That's how many tickets there are. And if you're interested to know, that's how many combinations there are. And that's how you calculate the odds. And that's basically an introduction to the Set for Life game. So I'm going to have a go on that myself tonight. I think I'll pick one of these numbers and the other numbers completely at random, so I don't know. So that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Look out for the next one, and bye for now.